Ladies and gentlemen, from parts unknown, we have an interracial, intermingled, intersexual group of Caucasian men and wife beaters and black men of questionable melanin. Put your hands together, make some noise for Gunz and Butter!
Whether you're chasing the bag or just trying to be a man, get ready to have your wallets, your mind, and your views on life challenged with Reckless Ray De Niro.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray De Niro, and we are back at it again with another episode of Gunz and Butter. Jesus Christ, it's been so long. It's been so long, as you can tell. A little bit flustered, a little bit back to it, but we are here on celebratory terms. I got the purple light on in the back. I haven't even lit my candle yet. That's how we're doing it, because I knew if I sat down, I was probably going to fall asleep, and I wanted to rock out with you guys today. We're going to talk crypto. Had some big news. Big news. SEC approved the Ethereum ETFs in record time, mind you. Now, was it necessary for the bull run? No. Is it icing on the cake? In a big way. Those of you who are with me on social medias know what my prediction is. $10,000 is incoming. Is it going to be tomorrow? No. Is it going to be the day after tomorrow? Probably not. But do I see it as a potential this year based on what the inflows look like? Yes. Reason being, Ethereum's already deflationary, meaning every transaction that happens on Ethereum burns Ethereum. Now you ask, how is it deflationary? Because more Ethereum is being burned than is being created. So there is also a supply crunch on Ethereum. If they start adding Ethereum, which does generally during a halving bull run perform better than Bitcoin does. To be honest, Ethereum this last bull run after the dump performed better than Bitcoin did. I have multiple videos where we were looking and I was like, oh, Ethereum's actually down less than Bitcoin right now after the sell-off. So with that said, now we're looking at a scenario where there might not be enough Ethereum to go around. Does that mean the network's not usable? Absolutely not. It's a proof-of-stake network. The Ethereum network will function regardless. Part of the way that it's built. But it's also in a deflationary state now. Once you have a bunch of liquidity being pulled away because of the ETFs that have been approved, going to have a whole nother deal. Now we're going to probably talk a little bit about my play for this, because you guys should already know what I'm looking for, because I will not be purchasing the Ethereum ETF. I will be looking for a way to make income off of the Ethereum ETF the same way that we are making income in my brokerage traditional finance portfolio off of the Bitcoin ETFs. We will be looking for the income play, because as soon as those ETFs go live, within a day or two, there will be most likely, there probably already is. I haven't researched the ETFs that were submitted, but I'm willing to bet that somewhere around in there, there's going to be a play on the Ethereum ETFs. Fun fact also, my YBTC position issues covered calls against the Bitcoin ETF. Back to the system's rigged. I'm making good money. I'm making good income off that. We can talk about that too if you guys want to. Actually, while I'm giving my spiel, those of you who are tapped in with me right now, I got 5 of you guys over on YouTube. I got some people watching over on Rumble. Oh, never mind. Actually, all 5 of you are on YouTube. I actually have people watching over on X right now. I switched from streaming on Twitter to streaming on X. Now, those of you on X, I believe, see your comments. I'm going to actually pull X up, and shout out to my Twitter family. Let me get over here and find out where my video is so that I can get that up. Oh, geez. Let's see here. Oh, there I am. Okay, so I can see the chat over here now. So like now we're still at 2 people, even though it says there's more than 2 people watching now. But that way I can pull these chats up. I believe I can see those in StreamYard. I don't know, but I stopped streaming over on Twitch because I don't really get any traction over there. They don't like politics. Apparently, they don't like money. It's just a bunch of broke gamers with lint in their belly buttons, and I don't really get to play games that often. But I might have to figure out a way to play some games to stream over on Twitch and see if they want to talk about these things if I'm playing games. I don't know, but we'll get into the portfolio. And I'm making good money off those covered call ETFs for Bitcoin, off my covered call ETF for Bitcoin. Funny thing, I cannot place calls on Bitcoin ETFs. They're not allowing peasants to do it, or should I say the normal folk. You guys can't place calls on the Bitcoin ETFs, but the hedge funds can. Crazy, right? Again, stuff you just can't do that some people can do. It's a rigged system. That aside, I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole on that. You know, they also turned off trading on GameStop again. This time around, the hedge funds have made it so that they can't lose anymore, which again, rigged system. And I understand that there's supposed to be some behind the scene excuse, but they've never given the actual reason why they do that. And why they don't do it if the general population is on the losing side of a trade. When they turned off GameStop the first time, Robinhood, they turned off buying it. They didn't turn off selling it. They didn't completely stop trading. They just wouldn't let you buy the stock. Now, the original reason that they ran the short squeeze on GameStop and AMC was because the hedge funds had shorted for more shares than existed. They were cheating to begin with, and then got caught in the cheat, and then started facing the consequences of the cheat. And then when they ran out of money, it becomes a problem. But if you, the retail investor, runs out of money, what do they tell you? Bootstraps. Rigged system. I'm just saying, not that we can't go get our bags out of the traditional finance system, but let's call a spade a spade. When you cheat at the top in a fashion that you do not utilize for everyone, it's cheating. The system's rigged. It's not made for people to do anything but win off the scraps, and it's fine. I'll take some of those scraps so that I don't have to utilize my crypto, my actual wealth, something that's worth something that isn't as, actually, I would say isn't rigged. We got options in crypto. All of them. But again, you know, like we're going to leave that there. But what I'll be looking for personally is I'll be scouring the ETFs that get approved. I will also be scouring to look for income play on those on that same ethos. Like I'm going to be looking for those things. And as we move forward, because there's no point in me holding the Ethereum ETF, I might have it in the family fund that I have for my, I guess, great niece or something like that. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. It's a baby. And I might throw some in there. Actually, I probably will throw some in there. But as far as me holding it personally in my portfolio, there's absolutely no reason. Like it'll go in a portfolio that's going to be passed off to someone, but I'm not looking at putting myself in that position because I have Ethereum. I'm an Ethereum holder, so I can just go buy more. Actually, what we're going to do right now while we're talking here is Ray's about to go ahead and throw some more money in the market. And we're going to go ahead and do that because I'm pretty sure that come tomorrow or the next few days while we're in this dip, which coincidentally, there is a market shakeout also. Crazy. There was a market market shakeup today too. So like as we're going in, it seems like everybody decided that they were gonna sell the news, which cool if that's what you want to do. But on that same note, they didn't. There was no explanation for it. Like it's just like people see the numbers go down, and that's what I tell people all the time. If you're not capable, or not necessarily that you're not capable, if you can't deal with volatility, like if you actually follow the market, if you actually listen to Squawk Box and follow what Jim Cramer says, first of all, your portfolio is probably trash. But second of all, you're probably constantly on the wrong side of trades. Like it's just what it is. Like you can't do that and then expect to get a good outcome. That's all I'm going to say on that. You don't want to be doing actions like that. And in crypto, that is just normal. Like that's a day. Like we're just like, oh, it's Tuesday. The price dropped, went back up, and then dropped again. So this space isn't for everyone. It takes a certain proclivity, and especially in a brokerage account, but the brokerage accounts seem to move a little bit slower and a little bit lower volatility. So that's been cool. Uh-oh. Look who's in the house. Hold up a second.
And now the show can officially begin. With Natasha Vincent, the _1 moderator on the internet, currently in the chat.
Yes, Natasha, we are back. I glued myself into this seat as soon as I got home and ran for the hills. I've been going back to the office, so like I'm doing office work, and then I'm building out a rack next week, but yeah, I decided to go back to work. Sitting around at home is not for me. I don't like my sleep schedule when I'm just sitting around and wandering around the house aimlessly. And yeah, like there's stuff to work on. I can stand up, I can sit down. So we got back in the office. Last week was my first day back on Thursday, and I was freaking exhausted. Like it was unreal how tired I was when I got home after that first day back. But going into this week, I've been forcing myself to go to sleep on time. I've got my vitamin schedule back on. I've got my dietary consumption semi back to where it's supposed to be. And yeah, we're kind of easing it back in. But like last week, I was so tired. Like I sat down and went to sleep. So today I came home and immediately set this up and got everything that I could moving on this, so that way I didn't sit down and fall asleep. So I was like, I'll eat dinner after I do this. I was like, I got my noodles, like I'm good. But yeah, there was no. I mean, people try to sell the news, and I always tell people, Natasha, I will. Natasha says, do stay healthy, please. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm hoping to be better than healthy here pretty soon. We're trying to see how fast I can get back on my feet, you know? But people try to like time the market, and people want to trade, and people want to do all these things. And they have a, kind of like a ebb and a flow to it. And I'm like, that doesn't necessarily work in crypto with the trajectory of how things have gone. Like it's like I've still got people that think that Bitcoin's going back to 30,000. I'm like, when? Let's talk about it. Reese from Philly, people that still believe that crypto is going back to 30,000. I'm like, Bitcoin, not crypto, Bitcoin. And I'm like, no, it's not. And you know, God bless him. Wall Street Trapper, who hasn't had a full bull run, he hasn't experienced this. He still doesn't believe that Bitcoin can touch 100,000 this year. And you know, I respect the man in his lane, but crypto is my lane, and that assessment is wrong. And I am high key debating on taking him up on that $10,000 bet. High key. high key. I mean, I'm definitely taking bets lower than that. Sub 1,000, I'm in. But he didn't want to put in a. And the thing that's crazy is, I originally wanted to bet him in Ethereum. And he tried to bulldog me out, but like 10,000 because he wanted $100,000. That was his bet. Now it's $10,000. Like, so now at 10, I'm tempted to take it. Thank you. Tips and trips. Back to 30K. No way. 100%. I'm like, look at the like, this is the thing. I would understand if people weren't just illogically throwing out numbers without looking at the chart. All you got to do is look at the chart. It is black swan events that put Bitcoin down below the previous all-time high over 15 years that it's existed. Black swan events. We've done it, I think, once, and it was during COVID. That put Bitcoin where we're like, oh, we touched below the previous all-time high. Oops. Like, that's not a normality. So the thought process of going back to 30, I'm like, okay, so you like on a and I understand not everybody shares my thesis, but like, look at the number, like the math just doesn't stack up on that. It's like, what data do you have besides you saying that? Like, that's just a real weird take to have. Like, if it was, I don't know, like if it was the first time we touched 30,000 and then we went to like 80 and you was like, yo, we're going back to 30. I'm like, we came from 35 and that was sitting like, we minted the new all-time high. I'm like, we can go, like, we went back to 60 and dipped below 60. I'm like, and that was a bad month. That was the hard times. At what point are we going back to 30? To go back to 30, that means retail has to sell. That means all the ETFs have to dump. That means your pension funds have to dump. That means MicroStrategy has to dump. Tesla has to dump. All these wealthy people that already have Bitcoin have to dump. We would have to lose so much liquidity to go. We would have to have so many people dumping on the market to go back to 30 that it would be insane. I'm like, if you believe that, I would be taking out shorts. Take out some puts. like it does, like that just doesn't make sense. Like, just whenever, like, there's still, but I mean, technically speaking, there's still people that are saying we got to go back to 20,000 to have a YouTube channel in order to make it to 100,000. Like, we got to touch 20 first. We got to go back and retest this. We got to go back and retest 1,000. Okay. You're just saying stuff, but to like actually believe that, I don't know where the logic in that comes from. It is wild to me. It's one of the wildest takes I've ever heard in my life at this juncture so far in crypto. Tips and tricks. Most people don't read or research anything, right? They just be bumping gums. Facts. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's that. I think it's a generational thing. These older cats, the people who the wealth is being transferred from, are gaming this different than the rest of us who are embedded in the market, who have been here, who have seen Bitcoin from the start. Dr. Quantum in the building. That's my homie right there. She be sending me inspiration. She posts the best reels. If you ain't tapped in with Quantum on Instagram just to look at the reels, because she drops information, it's really cool. Solid peoples. But when you're looking at people who are gaming this space and like, it's like the TradFi guys, you know, like shout outs to Wall Street Trapper, because he kills it where he's at. But like, those guys look at this space from their lens. They don't understand. They really don't. And I understand a lot of people come here from that lens, but they're not looking at the shift. So when you look at our elders that are in the market, Even the ones that are like, yo, I tapped in with Bitcoin, made a little bit of money, and then got out. And it's like, why? What'd you do? And you ask them what they're doing with the money. And it's like, oh, I'm just getting some new toys, doing this, doing that. And I'm like, I started to realize recently that there are definite levels to financial literacy in general, because you can be wealthy and not financially literate. Like if you play your cards right, you can put yourself in a position, you can play the system, and you can get wealthy towards retirement and like maybe even retire early. But that's following a program. That does not necessarily mean that like you look at money the way that people that are like a bank would. Banks don't buy toys. Super wealthy people, generally speaking, on the road to that, like if you look at the pictures of Bezos when he was grinding, he did not buy toys till he could buy all of them. All of them. And most of the time, you don't like the reason they're buying the toys that everybody covets and flexes on Instagram and your Facebook reel and your favorite guru telling you he's got more money than you. Because I ain't going to tell you I got more money than you. I'm going to tell you I got more assets than you, and my portfolio fucks your portfolio up, and we can do the numbers, and I got receipts. But most of the people that you see with the toys, they have so much money that those toys mean nothing. Like they just don't have shit to do with the money, and they have so much of it. They're like, I might as well go get the Maserati. I might as well go get the Bugatti. I'm stupid rich. The only people who buy these toys, and then when they do get the toys, they're not flexing them. The only people who flex shit like that are people that are broke or people that have social media platforms, because apparently y'all would rather listen to somebody who tells you a half truth so that you don't get to retire till you're 60. So y'all gonna be working till 60s or later, because they said that you're not gonna be able to retire when you're 60. All the people who are doing what the gurus told them to do right now, that they're still advocating for, we're seeing these people retire, and they're all on TikTok and the news telling you I ain't got enough money, and then they're just telling you they didn't save enough, so just don't exist. Also, invest in these vehicles that you don't have access to the money without penalty until you're 60. It sounds like the worst idea ever. It really does. But the only people who are flexing are the people who have so much money. They literally have everything. They literally have everything. I'd say after you get past a few million, and I understand why people who get past a few million do it, you can do that because you gonna make it. Now, further on down the line, it could be questionable, but like you 100 millionaire. At that point, the velocity is so ridiculous. Like once you get to Decamillionaire, apparently that's what you got to be at to say you got something now, according to everyone on YouTube. You know who doesn't say that? I would say you got something if you make enough money passively to sit your ass at home and never have to go to work again at all. You ain't got to hustle. You ain't got to make YouTube videos. You ain't got to do shit. That's winning. Because there's only two people that are free. Those who don't physically have to do anything. Like you sit at home and manage your portfolio, do a little switching around every once in a while, but like you don't have to go to work. Or people who are poor because they don't have to do shit because they're out of the system. They sleep outside. Like they got no responsibility. They have no ties to anything. No one can come and take shit from them. They already lost it all. They're out. They're free. They also have to live outside. There's a cost for everything. Freedom is expensive. It's either real expensive or real expensive because sleeping outside, having to figure out where you putting up your tent, getting told you got to move your tent, you can't even. And so I used to say that homeless people should go live in the woods because I'm like, that would be fair to society because like, I don't want to see you and I don't want to have to give you $1. And then I found out you as a homeless person are not allowed to go live in the woods unencumbered because they're like, you're going to set the forest on fire. You can't even leave the game. So there's no way out. You either get to sleep on concrete or you play the game. And if you're in the game is get to not having to go to work. They say person who makes $100,000 after taxes, they make 60. If you make 60 in your portfolio, technically speaking, because like you only have X amount of money to spend anyway at that point. So you figure out what the take home is, because most of the time, if you make $100,000, you're in a higher tax bracket than if you were making money in dividends. But we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. You gotta put all your money that you got in your 401k so that you can wait till you're 60 to even have access to it. You're gonna be rich in your 401k at 45 and not be able to stop working because they're gonna penalize the shit out of you and make you pay taxes if you touch that 401k money. You gotta stay in the game now. They're advocating for y'all to stay in the game. And anyone who advocates for people that you're talking about retiring early, but you talking about a 401k, you don't have access to that money until you're 60. And then you got to pay taxes on it at 60. But you still got to work till you're 60. You got to figure out some way to subsist till you're 60. That doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. In the lowest tax bracket you could possibly be in when you start off your career, so you can't get a tax break anyway. If you at the bottom tax bracket, it gets no lower than that. So you're not even getting the benefit of that. You're getting what? 6% of a match maybe. So like if you put in 6, they put in 6, and you stack up, but it's not self-directed. You got no control over it. We're looking at the performance of it, and the people who are retiring now at 60 that did that shit are not able to retire. They still got to work because that's all they did. And I understand that that's not all. It's a tool. But my question is, why is the emphasis on putting all the money in that tool versus getting enough passive income to not have to go to that job that you hate anyway? It don't make sense, because y'all ain't working less hours. You're not. I'm not. We all side hustling to get ahead. Everything's gotten more expensive, and now y'all taking hardship loans. It's a loan on your money. Hardship distributions because you're broke and you have nothing else built besides that fat ass 401k account that you get a spanking for touching before you're 65, because the entire intent of this financial guru space, and I'm willing to have the debate with anybody, is to keep your ass working until you're 60 or later, because it's going to be later. That 401k is going to be fat as hell, and you are going to be forced to continue working, because the intent with that tool specifically is not one for someone who's trying to be out of the workforce before they're 60. That tool specifically is for people who can't do shit else and are bad at saving, and they're going to be working forever and have 5 years off and then die. So why are the people who are trying to retire early utilizing it so heavily? Why are they advocating for it so heavily? Because I used to believe that shit too until I sat down and thought about it, and I was like, this doesn't even make sense. I can't have that money. If I've got a portfolio, if I made $500,000 in my Roth or in my 401k, I'm not even going to say the Roth, because the Roth, you also get penalized, because I just dumped mine, and it was worth it. But you also get penalized for that because they want you working till you're 60. That's the intent of these things. Just so you know. And it's not just working. They want you to have to work, because if the bulk of your money is in your retirement account, which is the bulk of most people's savings, most of you don't have $500 in case of an expense now. It used to be $1,000. You used to have $1,000. Now you don't have $500. This is insane. You used to not be able to cover $1,000 expense, and now you can't cover a $500 expense, and everything's more expensive. Make it make sense. Hold up. Let me tap in with Natasha here. Natasha Vincent. If you can live off your drips at around 3x the forecasted annual salary, then you're good in my book. Start there and get some cash if you need more stuff. Exactly. I mean, I'm full in on my income portfolio, and I don't drip. I manually redistribute. But like the play that we're doing right now, oh boy, it's either going to be magical or a travesty, but we're going to be tracking it over on Future Financial Strategies. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Matter of fact, we'll throw some receipts up right now. I can show y'all this, because if you've seen my brokerage account. Well, I found this other thing that's down in the description on the video that's super useful. Tap my referral link. We're gonna throw this up here. So this is what we're looking at. This is where I was at today. Let me get down here. Hold up. Can I? Nope. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. That's fine. So, let's see. Can I zoom in on this? Yeah, there we go. So, got some receipts here. I'll show y'all. I can show y'all my brokers. There ain't nothing. I mean, I'm this is what it is. So, we down a little bit today at close of business today. So, this is everything in my brokerage account. So, as you can see, May's income is projected, and I think that this is undershot because of what Bitcoin did this month, because we definitely made some money on some calls this month, and we have volatility in Bitcoin, and it went up, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be going back up. But I get a check at the end of the month for one of my plays, but there's May's income, $572.59. Annual income, gave myself a $6,000 raise by funding this portfolio. It's high yield. Okay, risky, but most of your gurus are going to tell you when they talk about dividends, there's people who have literally, because I've gone down the rabbit hole. I look and see what the other dividend people are doing, because I thought I was crazy. I was like, how is it so hard for these people to make money? Because I come at this from a crypto perspective. I've been in crypto for a decade. I haven't touched stocks for a decade. None yet. Because rigged system. I don't want to play with scraps. But now that I've got my portfolio rolling the way that it's rolling, I know what it's going to turn into at this point. I got projections for that this year. Life-changing ones. Not this year, but the bull run total. So we're going to say 14 months. It's going to be into next year. But peak bull run, old Ray Bear going to be sitting up here different. I don't know. I might get myself a Versace robe. I don't know. Some glasses. Who knows? I might be sitting up here acting a fool. We don't know. Anything could happen. But I decided I was going to build this portfolio because I don't want to have to touch my crypto. I'm doing the projections for this bull run, and I'm like, this is going to be, I got at least 2 more of these bull runs, and the next one after this one, the 2030 bull run, that's going to be a game changer. That's going to be the game changer bull run. For real. So I'm like, I don't want to touch this till then, to be honest. So I was like, I started doing some research in dividends. I started looking at some of the stuff that I had access to. And, we found something that fit the narrative that's tied into Bitcoin. And we ran with it. And here we are. And so then I started doing some more research, and I figured out some other stuff. And then I started going, hey, let's make some income out of this. So let's look at what we got here. So we got my highest position, which is YBTC. That's currently the core. That was the first one that I got to 10,000. Then it popped up, so it's over 10,000 now. I'm not going to trim this because this is going to grow exponentially in and of itself. But then that released us to go to the next position. But how much income did we buy for this year? Projection, $4,916 off $10,000. There's people out here. I've been seeing these YouTube videos of these dividend gurus that literally have $140,000+ portfolios, and they're excited about getting $200 a month. These people are trying to make you work. They don't want you to know the truth. And like my little channel, since it's the 10 of us and I care about the wolf pack, I'm going to tell you the truth. You can make it, and do you have to manage it? Sure. But I'm buying into these positions for income. So the management, realistically, for me at this point, is me jumping the gun on my dollar cost averages and starting a different position and then finding something that produces better income and having to sell it off and switch it. But these people aren't actually in. Your gurus that are telling you to buy Coca-Cola are not in. Coca-Cola is a growth stock. that happens to pay a dividend. These people are positioning themselves as your guru. They're going to tell you how to make passive income, buy Coke, and get $1 a year. You can't leave the game on $1 a year. You can't get out. Again, this rolls back to either these people who are saying their gurus are actually stupid, or they're enticed to lie to you. I don't know. I don't have a Gucci robe. I don't have a Versace robe. I don't have Gucci glasses. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm in the muck too and I want out, then I'm doing something different than buying $140,000 in growth stocks and then making a YouTube channel to get paid. I 100% understand why they have to have YouTube channels, because they're not getting paid enough out of their portfolios. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like if you're looking for income and you're a dividend guru, then look for income. And so the way that I'm doing it, and like we're going to go deeper in this on portfolio updates, but I'm looking at it from a perspective of I'm going to build a legitimate income portfolio. All I care about is income. That's it. If it's paying, it's playing. I prefer covered calls because I like activity in the market. And I can pay someone to do it for me. There's a management fee on there. Go get my money. I don't know how to do calls yet. I'm experimenting with some stuff. But they do. So they can go get my money. We all making money. I will use that income to clear debt, because obviously we funded this with debt. We're going to clear it. Like, I have a set amount of the opportunity fund that was allocated towards debt. We're going to do that. We're also going to, so as we clear these debts out, and after the debt's all cleaned up, and we're taking a small percentage of it, re-rolling it back into the fund. So 30% of it is staying in the ecosystem. Now, that's also going to include putting funds into my long-term holds. I've got some positions over there. Actually, the one position that I've been buying, doing really well so far. I'm kind of upset I didn't close it out and just put the initial investment in all at once, but we dollar cost average, and we got to do things in process. And the income is the core of this play. It is the most important. That's what we're making all the projections on. And Natasha said, like, she's talking about going 3x over. I ain't even worried about that. I don't need that much money to exist. Like, I really don't. Like, if I'm like, my goal for this portfolio, I went ahead and set the goal as we're building this out. Like, it has and that is one of the cool features in here. It has a goal. So you can put a monthly goal. It gives you the ability to do a diversification goal. It has, what else does it have? It has a diversification goal, a monthly goal, and then a yearly goal. So my monthly goal and my yearly goal are two different things, because I'm really striving towards that monthly goal, because at that point, what I'm going to do is, because by the time I hit the monthly goal, because this portfolio is going to have to pot belly out a little bit. Like, I know that, I gave myself a $6,000 raise setting this up this year, but like, that $6,000 already eaten up. But what we're doing is, after we hit that monthly, 12 more months for me. I'm going to stack and roll that in for 12 more months, doing what it needs to do, churning it. And then, technically speaking, at that point, that's what, for me, that's going to be, I'll be straight. And I'll do that until I don't want to work anymore. But at that point, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Period. Like, I'll just be like, cool, I'll stay home. Like, everything's paid for with what my monthly goal is, plus fund money, plus reinvestment money. Like, that's everything for what I have set for my monthly goal that I would need to pay all the bills, be able to go have fun, trips, whatever I wanted to do. Obviously, you'd have to stack a little bit on the side for trips, but like, everything that I need, that I would want to do, that I normally, how I navigate, because I'm not one of those people who needs to be out here flexing for you that I'm on a trip. Like, the only people that I know that go on trips are people that are on social media platforms that are trying to get people to give them money, and people that are broke. Those are the only people that I know that are going on trips all the time because no one shuts up about their stupid trip like they ain't never been on one before. Oh, I'm on a plane again. Oh, it's boring city. Like, if that's what you're into and that's what you value, cool. I'm going to have some different shit. Like, it's just what it is. Like, I have no benefit to me. The trips that I'll be having, you guys will be seeing me go view properties. We can go on tours together. I'll be the passport bro that goes and buys shit. Like, I don't enjoy trips. I don't enjoy vacations. Like, I was put here purpose-built to build empires, and that's it, and topple other people's. And as soon as this leg gets healed back up, we going back to work. Like, that's what it's going to be. Bro, she said, Natasha said, I like organic blueberries and single original light roast coffee. I'm semi-bougie, so 3X works for me. Like, bro. But yeah, like, we don't have... like it's just interesting because like every time I see that, I'm like, okay, so you spent probably about I haven't gone on a trip and spent less than $1,000. So I'm assuming everybody who goes on trips is either getting flown out and busted down if they're chicks. That's the only way you're going for free. Or you're paying for it. And if you're paying for it, you spend $1,000. I'm like, shit, for $1,000, that's almost $100 a year. You could have made $100. Like you and these people go on multiple trips. So I'm like, bro, like you could have paid for this trip if you would have spent a year not going on trips and actually investing your money, not like a dum-dum. But, it to each their own. But it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't. Like, I just don't understand. And like when I look in these spaces, so one of the things that I do love about this is they got this payout calculator. So the average monthly income right now, as it sits right now, is $558.22. And this shows you, it gives you your payment calculator. So like as I'm working on here, like I got one that pays out every week. And then I've got one that pays out. So I got one that pays out every week. I got one that pays out on the 8th, and then I've got my main one that pays out at the end of the month. And it's so, and like you can get real granular with this. Like it shows you like exactly what the numbers were based on the month. And so this is so it projects forward, but then it'll update with the actual numbers. Because as you can see here, a couple of these, so like the first one, which is the QDTE that I've got in my portfolio, it's a weekly payer and it's a position that I'm working on. It's got, so this fluctuates every week. So it projects based on what the last week was forward. But this was like at the third of the month, it was $8.31. It paid $10.27. They had a good week that week. Again, active covered call strategy. So if they make money, you make money. If they do a good job, well, I mean, I guess they're doing a good job every week because they're paying something. But like if they do a better job, you make more money. And then the 17th, it paid so one of my positions actually pays on a Friday too, because there's one of these Fridays that's a bulkier payment. So 67.24. There's two of them that pay on. There's one that pays on the 17th. Along with this, and then the next one is $7. Well, they're projecting $7 for this week, but we'll see how they performed. And that's the thing that I like about the covered calls, because the covered calls, I'm not gonna lie, the risk in the covered calls is your payment is not consistent. Now, why would I want something that has payments that are not consistent? Because I like the upside of having the outsized payments. So like, for instance, YBTC last month did not pay $400 and something. They're projecting $400 and something this month. Last month, my position's larger also. So actually last month, if I would have, with the buys that I've had to close that position out, they would have paid me $400 and something last month. Okay, so correction, that's on me. So they would have. But now that I've upped the portfolio, it'll be more. And it's not the same payment every month because the month prior, after I had more of YBTC, like the month prior when I was like, hey, I'm going all in, had a higher payment because they did better on their calls. Now, YBTC is 100% tied to Bitcoin. So the better Bitcoin performs, the better that portfolio position performs. Actually, I'm going to pull this back up here because this is going to give you guys some inside scoop since we're on the topic, because a lot of this won't be in there till next month, but the numbers are going to be different anyways because I'm going to have to update it for the purchases that I've been making because I've been buying down the dip. So like there's 2 plays in here that are Bitcoin related, and I was only going to have the one, but then I saw this other one after I got into YMAX. It's one of the strategies that's in there. It's the MicroStrategy Option Income Strategy ETF. Now, what that does is it makes covered calls against MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is a tech company, but they're hella involved. Michael Saylor's company, hella involved in Bitcoin. Their company is basically arbitraging Bitcoin. They're leveraging Bitcoin. They're buying Bitcoin indefinitely, and the value just keeps going up as Bitcoin goes up because their balance sheet is full of Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin performs well, this performs well, as does MicroStrategies. Now, the other one that I have is my YBTC, which is it's doing covered calls against the Bitcoin ETF. So we're looking at those positions. But like if I go back here to my income portfolio and we look, so MicroStrategy, that position is literally, let's see here. I've got $856.50 in that position. The projected income on that is $757.17. Now, mind you, this is also during the Bitcoin bull run. So when I tell people, hey, I've been dropping hints, especially for the guys who have been giving me ideas and plays for my portfolio. So like I got YMAX from the Entrepreneurial Investor. I love that channel. Dude spits some game on there. He's really good, high dividend, high yield investor. And he put me on YMAX. So I was commenting on one of his videos and I told him like, hey, you might want to hold the yield max, you might want to hold MSTY separately. You might want to keep, if you have that position, I would keep that position for the Bitcoin bull run. And I was like, yo, I come from the crypto space. Like, that's going to perform well. Like, I'm honestly considering getting positions in all of the, if they have a Coinbase one, I'm going to get a position in that. Like, all the stuff that's tied to the cryptocurrency space over the next, I'd say 14 months are going to be the play, and then maybe consolidate them down into the collective YMAX at the end of it. But like, those are going to be outlying really good plays. And I'm not knowledgeable enough to be actively playing covered calls like that. Yo, oh, snaps. We got some hitters in here tonight. Ray Midnight stopped through. Oh, snap. What's up, Ray? What is going on, bro? Actually, let me go ahead and drop that link down in the chat if y'all want to come up and hang out. But yeah, I've been telling them, I'm like, yo, you might want to keep all those separate ones out because YMAX is a collective of all of their funds smushed into one mega fund, and then you get a payout based on the collective of how all those funds did. But specifically, all the ones that are tied to Bitcoin or crypto for the next 14 months, I would have those separate. I would have those separate for the Bitcoin bull run. For the bull run that we're about to have in the crypto space, you're going to want them separate because it's about to get wild. It's about to get real wild. But yeah, I mean, these guys, like, there's so much knowledge out there, but like finding your people is it's so hard because like you sit out there and like when I first started, I'm like looking, I'm like, okay, cool. There's got to be other dividend investors that are better at this than me. And I'm looking at like what they're getting paid, and they're like, yeah, I got $150,000 in the market, and I made $200 this month. And I'm like, I make more than $200. Like, and then you look at their portfolios and they're only growth stocks. They're growth stocks that happen to pay a dividend. And then there's like these very low volatility ETFs that also barely pay anything, but they're like, hey, like these are a collection of all these growth stocks in this ETF. And I'm like, I get it. I get the need for that. Like if you're already retiring, but like if you're talking about retiring early, you have to have so much money up front that it makes me wonder. Because I mean, I understand that everybody says they make six figures, but like, hold on, let's get the updated averages on who's making six figures in here. Hold on, let's look at. Actually, I'm going to ask my AI bot. What percentage of Americans can make 100K or more? Boom. Let's see what's going on. Ooh. Okay. So that's 18%. 18% of American individuals make over $100,000 a year. 18%, 100,000 and up. That's including all the people who just make 100,000, which your favorite gurus have already told y'all you broke because they want you to feel bad. And you'll never get a house, and you'll never be able to survive, and you're gonna starve, and you're gonna be destitute, and life is over for you. So you might as well give up if you're an adult. And me over here, I don't make six figures. I think I'm the only person who talks finance that doesn't make six figures, and I have a house. My car's paid off. Got some credit card debt, but we about to chunk in on that. We're gonna experiment a new future financial strategy for y'all on that. So, and you know, like I'm gonna. Bruh, hold up. Razi comes in the chat hot. He said, breaking news. I cursed out my trading mentor and got banned for helping folks. I really see how the trading/investment community is really scamming. The irony, I get banned for helping. Bro, it's what it is. That is what it is. And that's, I think that's the reason nobody ever wants me to talk. Like, they just don't want me to talk. The only people I mess with is the people who I mess with. Like, if they're not in my circle, they ain't trying to have the conversation with me. They ain't trying to have it because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm like, y'all, they're lying. They are lying because, and this is the reality of the situation. And it's the reason, like, if I were to do once, actually, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to waste my time hanging out over here. I love leaving the crumbs and I like shooting the videos, but like, I don't have to do the lives for that. There's a bunch of shit that I don't have to do, but I enjoy doing it because this is how I get to talk to people. I got to meet Razik because I'm online, Ray Midnight because I'm online, Natasha because I'm online. Oh, tips and trips because I'm online. Dr. Quantum because I'm online. This is how I make new friends. Reese from Philly, he tap in every once in a while. Grooming and Reviews, I go over on his platform sometimes. If you're not tapped in with Grooming and Reviews, he be having some good conversations over there. I'm as my schedule gets more in control, I'm gonna be tapping in with him a little bit more. That's the reason I'm online. But like, I don't know that I could. I mean, I give away most of my shit for free. Like, I just don't like. If they solve the problem, you don't need them. If they actually teach you how to fish. Now, granted, there are some communities that you can be a part of and you are a part of it because you actually just enjoy being over there. You want to support the content creator, whatever. But like a lot of these gurus, a lot of your gurus, man, the reason they're giving you bad information is because they need you to need them. It's just like the medical industry in the US. If they cured the problem, they wouldn't be in business.
If you want to learn how to make money in the market, This is the guy you need to speak with. Circa 1984. Say hello to our favorite trucker, Razik.
What is up, my guy?
Bruh, hey man, I am upset like a motherfucker. I'm upset, bro. I'm upset. You know, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. You know, the funny thing about all of this shit is that, and I overheard one of my mentors talking, and you know, he was talking to somebody else, and he said he was like, I really don't, I really don't teach you with the premise of thinking that people are going to actually be able to do any of this. So I was like, I was just like sitting here thinking like, so you charge some people $300, a month, and you're giving them a 1980, way of trying to trade, and you're not really giving up the game. You know what I'm saying? And, and I reached out to this one other lady, and I even had told them, I was like, look, here go my email. Y'all can, DM me and send me a friend request on Discord, and I will screen share my screen, and we can go over like different trade setups and how you're actually supposed to look at market cycles and knowing which side of the trade to actually be on. So I catch an email yesterday. Dude was talking about, he was like, you poached one of my, members of my group, to a paid Discord. And I was like, no, I didn't. And I told him, I was like, I got the emails to prove everything. Of the whole conversation, what she said, what I said in response, what my intent was, the whole thing. Yeah. I'm not hiding shit. So then he was like, well, whatever. You're welcome in my trading room. I ain't even respond to that shit because I wanted to keep it, professional. Still in a sense. But I wanted to type in that chat and say, man, fuck you and your trading room, bitch. Straight up. I really wanted to say that, like 100%.
So he was mad about you helping someone in his room.
Yeah, that reached out to me because I was offering free help. I even told everybody in the chat, I was like, I'm not going to charge you anything, but anything that I can help with to help you better understand what to do, why to do it, the purpose of, going long and short, how to look at the market. You can hit me up and ask me anything. Yeah, and then one other lady had reached out, by email, and I told her, I was like, well, I'm not going to, go fully in depth about the particular strategy I use, but I wanted to give her some tips that she could use with the strategy that she was being taught by my first mentor. You know what I'm saying? So he got mad, and I don't know who told what, but somehow word had got back to him, and I'm banned. So now it's so funny, right? Even though I'm banned, I still had the link to his a group. So every time I join, I just join under a different name. Nobody knows.
Bro,
so,
make
like,
your name
I still have access. Nah, like bro, like I use a girl's name. You know what I'm saying? First
That's terrible.
initial, like that is. So like whenever I type in the chat, like they're like, hey, Mrs. Ashley, it's such and such. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I mean, but the bottom line is that the strategy that he does teach, it fucking sucks, and it sucks because the strategy that he teaches only emphasizes trends. Now you and I know well enough when it comes to the market that every day the market does not trend. Some days it's choppy as fuck. One day it might be a huge run up and then a sell off. It might drop. The same way it did in traditional finance, and it just bled all day, and then it kind of chopped maybe toward the end. But every day is not going to be like that. So ultimately, what I am saying is that you have to have a diversified enough playbook when it comes to trading, if that's what you're going to get into, and for people that are interested in the knowledge that I have, so you can have different ways of approaching the market when you see something doing something and you know what to do. One playbook is not going to work for every, it's just like in sports, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, basketball, football, it don't matter. You're not going to be able to run the offense on every fucking team thinking that you're going to, put up 200 yards a game, every game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it ain't going. You know what I mean? Like it just does. It's not going to work. You're going to have special drawing up plays. You know what I'm saying, for onside kicks. You know what I'm saying? If the defense is trying to blitz you from a three. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And you got to be able to be diversified enough to be able to switch up. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to be caught at the whim of the market because you're only relying upon one strategy and you can't use that every day. So
Right. And I mean, one of the, like I said, dude, I've been on this. Shout outs to Will Crypto. He in the building today. Good deal. I'm happy my homie, he stopped in on me. Will Crypto actually emailed me to check, see how my leg was doing. I appreciate you, brother. But one of the things that I'm telling you, bro, I've been, ever since I realized and like actually broke down the whole 401k and the Roth thing, I've been mad. And so like when I started looking into the dividend thing, I ran into the same thing. And I'm like, how are the people who got like 200,000 people watching their channel talking about my $140,000 portfolio makes $200 a month in income? How? That is, and like they're telling these people this like they're doing something. Like because like rightfully so, getting over $100,000 in dividend, or getting over $100 in dividends, was a milestone for me personally. But I had no shit at the time. Like I never took the time to be like, yo, how do we do this? Because I looked at all this people who have $200,000 followers, and they're like, yo, yeah, you just keep building it up, and then after you get to like six figures, you'll get $100, and then it snowballs from there. And I'm like, that sounds horrible. Like for $100,000, bro, in the crypto space, like I'll be rich next week if I just had $100,000 to just put into income producing activities. Like,
hey, look, but also the main thing, and I was trying to tell somebody else this, today, and they was like, and he was having the conversation about. He was like, well, I want to, build up my YouTube channel, and I was telling him, I was like, bro, look, in order for you to build up a YouTube channel, you have to have a following first. You know what I'm saying? And he's in the spot where, he's not having adequate enough money to buy his time back. And that would give him then freedom to then, put more invested time in doing that. And it's the same, kind of thing going back, with you. Like when people hear that you've been investing in Bitcoin, from, the early stages. And I always tell people, this, the most important factor when it comes to that investing in anything is time in the market.
Yep.
That is the most important thing. Because people always, I'm sorry, go ahead, bro. My fault.
Well, I was gonna say, I was like, it's not only that, it's just I would say the one thing that I do that most people don't do is like I'll jump down a rabbit hole on some shit real quick. What's going on? We got grooming and reviews and our pains. Welcome, guys. Travel One. Hold on, let me get this chat real quick because chat lives matter. Travel One said she's tapping in for a little bit. Are you following doctor's order, or did you run a marathon anyway? No, I am following the doctor's order. Matter of fact, I actually got I used my boot today, and I took most of the padding for my heel out because I've been doing my stretches like the doctor told me. And even though it's uncomfortable, I can sit at my desk with my leg down in the boot with my foot at basically 90 degrees. There's like a very thin pad that was in there. And technically speaking, I don't think I need it now. but I did it anyway. And, you know, like, yeah, no, I've been following the orders more or less. I got my next appointment next week, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've been following the orders. I've been doing what he said. Been doing what he said. But yeah, no, it's so there's time in the market, but it's also it's the same reason that like when you keep like prodding me about like the trading and like as you're going through your evolution, you're like, yo, like come do this, and I'm like, I'm not a nerd about that. Like you nerd out about options, you nerded out about futures. Like as you progress down your road, you're a nerd about that shit. Like you are knee deep into it. You think it's awesome. You light up when you talk about it. Like that's your shit. I'm that way. Like if I get into something, that's how I am with stuff. Like I don't like, so like when I got into crypto, I was like, oh, this is it. Like there's no reason for me to even touch anything else. And then fast forward, the reason I came back was because I was like, there's no reason for me to touch anything else. Correct. But I don't want to have to pay. I don't want to have to spend my crypto now. Like now I'm going, there's no reason for me to touch this now that I've built up the nugget. Like I don't want to touch that now. So I was like, I need something else to help pay for my stuff so that I don't have to go after this thing that's going to just exponentially make me wealthy. So
I also agree, you know, and I'm gonna just add on to what you were saying. Like I also agree, which is why I always tell you, like, even when you tell me about, you know, Bitcoin and like, you know, and different things about that, you know what I'm saying, particular space and how to invest in what you actually need. So, you know,
yeah,
and you know, and like I don't completely just write that off because I understand, you know, like you know what I'm saying, how the economy works, how money works, and you can't just have, you know, like for you know what I'm saying, example, like I recall one time when me and you was talking. And I was like saying, you know, well, matter of fact, you had gave me the response. You was like, well, all of this money that you're making, you need to be, you know what I'm saying, putting a percent of it away, and you need to get, you know what I'm saying, DCA, you know what I'm saying, into, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know what I'm saying, and then, you know, try to, diverse, you know what I'm saying, you know, across, you know what I'm saying, the board. You know, so, I mean, arguably, one can say that the USD and crypto can coexist, but then somebody else will say, well, nah, I can't. And then, you know what I mean? You know, and that's kind of like a different, you know what I'm saying, talk. I'm not trying to, you know,
it can I mean, it's not necessarily a matter of coexistence. It's a simple matter of fiat money goes, I mean, the dollar's lost 99% of its value against Bitcoin. 99.9% of its value. Like if you take a dollar from 15 years ago, against what you can buy with that, the same amount of Bitcoin you can buy with that dollar now, it's lost all of its value already. And like people don't reference that. And so it's not like
your numbers. Yeah, I've seen those are your numbers, brother. It is insane.
Yeah, 100%. Houses have lost.
Are you trying to trust Pat? Maybe get an extra 3 sizes bigger because you're kind of.
What did you say?
I was saying it was pretty good on you.
What was that?
Grooming needs to go on mute.
Is grooming watching TikToks over there?
Yeah, he's
Grooming over there watching TikTok videos, bro.
Yo, man. Hey, yo, Ray, let me get into this thing because I don't know how long I'll be up.
Okay. Go ahead, Arpane. Welcome.
Because I'm not on camera because I have my phone, so I don't want it to be shaky.
Okay.
Listen, I have a dividend portfolio. And I know you said, well, this my portfolio.
Man, you making like this? You making it like this?
No, hold on. Let me just tell you, I can't even see your chart on my phone that well.
Oh.
I have like it's like 160 grand, but my dividend portfolio makes me around $28,000 a year right now.
So my 14.
But hold on. But I don't take that money out. I just reinvest it. I expect next year to be more.
Right. So
Arpane, hold on. I'm sorry. Hey, Arpane, are your dividends in your Roth?
Not the Roth. It's a regular IRA, but it's not the Roth. I wish I would have done Roth.
Arpane, listen. You need to move that to a Roth 401k, like ASAP.
Yeah, but if listen, I know what you're saying, but I have to pay a tax consequence for doing that.
No,
Yeah,
well,
no, you don't. That's
Okay,
our
tell me
pay's
why.
like
Tell me
retired
why.
already though. He can't. I don't think our paying qualifies for that anymore. He's too much. He's got too much money.
Well, look,
No, but
all he has to
tell me
do.
what the strategy is anyway. Go ahead.
No. So look, all you have to do is the money that you're, you know what I'm saying, that you're making a year. You know what I'm saying. Take the proceeds from that and then start a Roth
Oh no, I know
401k.
what you're saying. I'm too old for that shit. I'm not working.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
retired.
no,
That's what I was
no,
about
you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not, bro. Let me ask you something. Do you have kids?
Yeah,
All
but
right,
they're
then.
grown. They're grown. So
It don't matter. It don't matter, bro. It doesn't matter.
okay,
I'm telling you.
tell me what you're saying. So what do I gotta do?
I'm trying to tell you. Look, take the proceeds that you get from dividends a year, and then put that money, all of it, into a Roth 401k, and make your kids the beneficiaries of that. Because you know what I'm saying, all it is, and the Roth 401k, you know what I'm saying, like you don't pay taxes on that. That is tax free, and
I
it
got you.
accumulates interest in a
Do you-
broker account. So
do you
when
know?
you're saying like I'm too old, it's not about you. Like
Yeah,
pass that on.
no, I hear you. But they
But
both got their own Roth
I-
IRAs right now.
Can I
Honestly.
weigh in on this?
It
'Cause I
don't matter, bro. It don't
I hate those
matter.
accounts. Look, I'm gonna tell you, look, Razik, I am diametrically opposed to that option. Diametrically, I hate those accounts. They're stupid.
Why?
I'll tell you why. You can't have the fucking money till you're 60, and I'm not gonna be working at 60. So it depends. So it depends on what you're trying to do, the intent of what you're trying to do, because the taxes on dividends is 22%. Not that much. It's like 22, 25%. Worst case scenario. Okay. Most of us are not over $500,000, so we ain't got to worry about the exuberant dividend tax. It's normally less than what you get taxed working. You also don't have to pay Social Security. You also don't have to pay Medicaid. You just get to keep the money. Because at that point, if you're in that world, that's the world of wealth. So they don't worry about you for Social Security because they're like, you rich, like you have figured out the game. You're not going to need this system because you're going to have income for forever. You just pay your taxes on it. If you're trying to retire early, a 401k is a death sentence because you get penalized for touching it. I just emptied mine out because it's like the money that was in there. I was like, this is fucking stupid if my intent is to be done with this shit in 5 to 10 years. I don't want to wait another 10 years and have to be like, what the fuck am I going to do with this chunk of money? I can't have it. It's the same with your 401k. The intent of those devices is a way to lock up people's money who don't understand and don't go down the rabbit hole on how this shit works, because all of these things that they tell you to do so you don't have to pay taxes, which is 22%. Okay? It's lower than what most people get taxed to work physically. Also keeps you working until you're 60 or older to get access to that money. We are seeing now the people who did follow that plan retiring now, can't afford shit, and have to still work. Like,
Well,
it's
look. The details of that, and I understand what you're saying. You're not wrong, but what I am saying, and I think like the one piece that is being left out is because, people maybe did that, you know what I'm saying, and then thinking that they wouldn't have to touch that unless an emergency that came up, and they was like, oh shit, well, I need that. So look, let me just say this.
It's not about the emergency though. If you're gonna stop working, because like one of the avenues, especially if you're in personal finance, if you're in finance period and you're trying to retire early, what does that entail? You either got to have a big pile of cash or something generating income. Now, the taxes on the big pile of cash, you're in a position where you either have to sell stock, taxable event, or you have to leverage the stock, which means you need an income to pay back the loan. That's going to be a low interest loan if you have an appropriate portfolio, because that's how you should be navigating. In order to retire early, you have to have access to the money, like right now, every day.
Right. Right.
So if that's the intent, both of those tools are absolute shit for that, because they're going, hey, on the back end here. Now what you were saying, Razik, what I do agree with you with is if you're planning on figuring out how to funnel some of that money over to the next in line and creating some generational wealth, the 401k, the Roth idea, great idea. I do like it for that. But I'm just saying, like, if you're trying to retire early, like you're like, yo, I can live off X amount of dollars, because the reality of it is most people listening to this could live off about $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Because if you make six figures, you walk in with 60 anyway. That's what you're actually playing with. That's only, you can get that out of the market without doing anything exuberant with a lump sum of $500,000. Now, what they tell you though, and this is how they get people caught up, and they tell you, use these tax advantage programs from the start of your career. You get halfway through your career, you look up, you have a couple of good plays inside your portfolio and your investment. Now you got $500,000. You go, shit, I could not go to work. Wait a minute, I got to wait till I'm 60 to touch this shit, or they're going to take a chunk of it away from me. It's induced slavery.
Yeah, well, that's why you have to have more than just your 401k, right? I mean, you have to have a brokerage account that you could touch, or a crypto account.
100%. Yeah, I mean, what do the gurus tell you though? They tell you to fund your 401k and your brokerage and your 401k at work and your Roth first. They tell you put the money in there first.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that, but we don't have to listen to them, right? I set my daughters up, and they do have their 401k at work, because you got to do that. They got matching money, that's free money, so they have to put money in there, and they have a Roth IRA on the outside, which they put appropriate amount, but each one of them have brokerage accounts that are building up their own dividend portfolio.
But this is my question, Arpane. So I mean, and this is just doing the math. So if they would have paid taxes, say they save up, I'm just going to do some quick maths over here. Say, because for some odd reason, women are bad at saving money. So I'm going to use a personal example. Say they get to a point where we're making $250,000 a year, and they've, throughout the course of their career, saved up $250,000.
Okay.
Now they've done this tax free. Now, if they would have taken the hit for the taxes, like 30%, so you got 250 minus 75, you would have. Oh, well, actually, I'll just do 7,500. So you would have 175,000.
Right.
That's if it was just cash. So we're just going the cash value of the account, and if they would have just saved up that cash, that's $175,000. Now, if you would have had that in an account, now this does require. So, like, first, let me preface this. This is for where I'm at. If you were trying to retire early, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that $175,000 in this current climate, you would have been better off taking the tax hit and buying Bitcoin.
No, I got you.
Conversation. There's better vehicles. But if you would have put that in an account, and actually, if you were financially savvy enough, you look up the fire move and you're like, how do they retire? Oh, they retire off dividends. Are they retiring out of their 401ks? No. Are they living off their 401ks in retirement? No. They're going from start to finish. I am building up this portfolio to match the income that I need to not have to go to work.
Gotcha. I know what you're saying.
If you do that first, that's how you retire early, because now you're taking a chunk of money that you have to compensate for, that you're doing whatever you want. Like, obviously you're going to live to that point, but like you're building an income stream forever. That's the intent, is I'm going to manage my portfolio. I'm going to have my dividends come in, and I'm going to live off of that. That never goes away. Like, at no point do your dividends run out unless you manage the portfolio poorly. Right. So that's the reason I go, it's an intent deal. But you have these people that come into those spaces. They're like, I'm going to show you how to retire early. Buy Coca-Cola. It's like, you need $250 million in Coke to produce a salary to stop working. Like, what the fuck are we talking? Like, they're literally telling people, and it makes it look like there's no way to make money in dividends, and there is.
Yes, there is.
And it's kind of this, but you got to keep going to them though. They're selling you shit. Like that's where my issue is, because I'm like, we're when you're looking at the options, like the intent is actually important. It's the same reason that I tell Razik, I'm like, you got to build up the bench. Like, you're not, I mean, as much as Razik likes trading, I'm like, what if you decide you want to like do something else? Like, then the only way you like, now you either got to work or you're working another way that you enjoy now. But it's like, you get hit and go blind. Now what? Like, you can't see the fucking charts.
And see, like, that's the main reason why I took up, being able to trade futures. You know what I'm saying? Obviously because I drive, you know what I'm saying, and I had the the option of being able to, trade the market and still work. So, and like I told you, you know what I'm saying, you right, like, I only trade, as supplemental income, to then use that for other things that I can invest in, and once I get up enough, well, I ain't gonna say enough, but the money that I do make, that shit is starting to go toward Bitcoin and Ether. And then, the more knowledge that I start to acquire about, blockchain and the whole DeFi space and everything, and how that works, especially for the long term, because I'm already thinking like 10, 15, 20 years ahead. And I'm not, one to have the mindset, but like, okay, well, by the time I turn 50, I'm not trying to work. I've never had that mindset. I'm gonna always work. Now, when I say work, I'm not talking about like working for somebody else, but I'm saying like I am a worker.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you on that. I'm not trying to not work, but go ahead.
No, you good. Good.
Oh,
go
okay.
Ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, I was like, the one thing that I've learned with this injury though is anything can fucking happen. Like, it's not a matter of like I want to work, but like this injury, a good portion of my job requires my physical fucking body, dude. Like this was the stuff that I was setting up, but like this put a fire under my ass about it, because I'm like, you can't be hurt. That's not good. That's not a good place to be in. Like, I don't like dealing with the worry that comes along with it, because most, like, if the thing that you use to make your money becomes damaged, it's a problem. And that's mainly what I'm this entire platform and these conversations are facilitated around. If the thing that you use to make your money, imagine, even if you're a surgeon, you make a bunch of money, Doctor Strange, your hands get crushed. Like, seriously though, it's over. It is over. If my job fully, like, fortunately I have another skill set. I am very versed and very good in the office. I can fix shit in there, which I'm actively doing right now.
Hey, Ray.
But like,
what's up?
If my job was what?
I'm sorry. I just want to add too. Like, what's wild about what you were saying. I mean, the one thing too. Like, I think I have the most dangerous job ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because because anything can fucking happen. I mean, like literally. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, when they said like what, anything that can go, wrong will.
Yep. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the fact that, like, I'm able to, I'm gonna tell you this too, right? Because I was having this talk with somebody else, and in the trading in that whole space, I've never met nobody who's able to trade the market and drive at the same time.
Right.
I'm talking about from TikTok to YouTube, Instagram, all kinds of, social media that people use to broadcast, what they are doing and how they're doing it. I never see nobody driving and doing this. Nobody.
Yeah.
I'm the only one, bro. I'm the only one. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because that's some different shit. But they like I said, like that's one of those things. And it's like when you look in these spaces, like kind of like what you experience, I'm like, I see what these people are saying, and I'm like, mathematically, this doesn't make sense. Like, why? Like, it just seems like you're going, hey, do this that's not necessarily efficient, and then, you know, come tap in with me. It's like pocket watching with JT, where he just talks shit on Bitcoin, even though the future's coming. And it's just, I'm like, why would you do this? I'll be like, well, I would talk shit about an asset that technically renders me completely useless as well, because you don't need a financial advisor. Like, once they start telling people, which they're starting to actively be released to start pushing Bitcoin for their clients, then what? My question would be, where were you the last 10 years, asshole? You're fired. You're telling me I need to do this now? Like, I can get Cash App and do this without you. Why did I pay you to tell me this when you didn't tell me 10 years ago? Like, but people are stupid, so they're not going to go away. But it's just like these things, a bunch of the stuff that's happening is a removal of middlemen. And the more of them we get rid of, the better, because like they don't give you solutions that are actual solutions, because then you wouldn't need them. Like when I tell people, come to my channel, go buy Bitcoin, you can leave and never talk to me again, and you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Y'all come over here and kick it because you like me. Like, there's no other reason to be here, because I say the same thing every fucking week. Like, go do sit-ups and buy fucking Bitcoin. Like, that's all you have to do. And some push-ups.
Hey, right. Hey, look, our pain. All he does is throw shots on Instagram on his stories, and every fucking story is about Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Adoption, Bitcoin. We're at 70K. Woo! You know what I'm saying? I be sitting there like looking at this shit like, yo, crazy motherfucker.
Bro, I'm trying to put us all out of work, bro. There ain't no reason to get on YouTube, buy Bitcoin, and go touch grass, bro.
Man, shit. I mean, if you talking 10 years, I had a guy, man, I work with, man. It's got to be, it was in, I guess, 2012. And he was talking about, he was in Bitcoin back then. And I couldn't understand what the hell he was talking about. And I was too dog shit lazy to go research it the way he did. I can't imagine how much money he has now.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't lose it, that is a very rich man, and hopefully he disappeared, bro.
That guy is frugal as hell, man. He gotta be a multi-millionaire.
Hey, Payne, look, I don't know if you're on Instagram or not, but and there's this page I'll follow, but they got a meme up there where they was like saying, if you invested $1 back in like 2010. You know what I'm saying? And it was like you took that $1 and you invested in the S&P. Like I'm talking about, like the return is not even like bro. It's like, wow. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like $1.
Of course.
$1,
I mean, man, shoot, man, I got so much lament on shit I missed. I mean, I worked with technology back in the fucking 80s. Some of the shit back then, man. I mean, I worked on the systems that had an 8086 Intel chip.
Dang. Bro, you saw the first Bitcoin fly by, bro.
8086, man. I'm telling you, all that shit back then, man. AOL, Apple, I mean, all that stuff that I worked with.
Like, that shit sounds like an artifact.
Can you tell? Right, man. If I would have bought some stock in Intel, even though it's not hot right now, but over those years, forget it. I wouldn't be working, man. Shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not working now. I'd have been out of a job years ago. I mean, years and years ago. So I had so many things, man. Netflix, all that shit I had, man, back in the day.
Dude, we had a client when Netflix first came out. And like we automated, he got a smart home, and we told him about Netflix. And this is like an old Irish dude, and he was like, Netflix, what's that? And we were like, oh, well, like a lot of people do streaming services, and it was like we got him on Apple TV, got him set up on Apple TV, and got him on streaming services so he wouldn't have to pay for cable. And we told him about Netflix, and like we explained it to him, and he, like, after the meeting, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that." And so by the close of the house, we like went back for like an after install checkup, and he was like, "Hey, thanks for telling me about Netflix. I made $50,000 on that play." Like, I was like, dude, you already rich. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, he did some research and was like, a lot of people are using this. And I was like, yeah, like everybody's switching over this. Everybody's trying to cut the cord. They're sick and tired of the cable bill, blah, blah, blah. And he went and like dumped a bunch of money into the stock and was like, yeah, cool. Like that actually worked out. Like, thanks for giving me the heads up on that.
If you think about it, Blockbuster was kicking themselves in the balls back then.
What was that?
Blockbuster was kicking themselves in the balls for a few years after
Bro.
Netflix came out. They went straight down. I know
they laughed them out of the room.
Kelly. I'm sorry.
I said Blockbuster laughed them out of the room. Netflix tried to sell to them.
Exactly.
They like begged them to buy them, and they were like, "No."
Yeah, my buddy Kelly, who comes on my shows once in a while, he looked at me. He goes, "Yeah, that is the biggest fuck up of history."
I mean, look, I will tell you, the CEO of Blockbuster. Yeah, I'm telling you, he ain't had a good night's sleep since that fucking deal. Man.
He's not. I mean, I think there's that. I think there's the people who believe Jamie Dimon in 2013 when he said Bitcoin was only for drug dealers. Those people, they're upset. I'm pretty sure here in a little bit, my homie who made this bet with me for $100 that Bitcoin's going back to 30K by November, he's gonna be upset. Like, there's gonna be a bunch of ball kicking going on, bro.
Yeah, well, gentlemen, man, I'm gonna pull off. Thanks for letting me up, man. I'll talk to you guys. It's good
Later.
stuff, man. I think we need more shows like this where people talk about money and all that shit, man, and investing. We just need more shows like this,
bro. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I just got my sleep schedule back right, R-Pain.
Yeah, I hear you, man. At least say that. You know what? You're lucky that you didn't break your jaw, man. Then you would really be shit out of luck.
Bro, real though. I'd be sitting around looking like the Elephant Man. Oh, man.
All right, fellas.
Did I miss something of the story? I don't know about.
All right.
No, I was talking about the reason I didn't do the show last week was because it was my first day going back to the office, and I came home and because like I went from like lounging around the house, kind of working on some stuff at home, lackadaisically, to like sitting in my office for 10 hours straight. I don't take lunch. So I got home and sat down and fell asleep. So I didn't do the show. So like this week, before I went and sat down on the couch, I just went and got all my stuff ready and came up here and just sat at my desk up here. And I was like, I got like a lumbar pillow. So like I'm a chill. So that way I made myself do the show. But no, that's it. No. Go ahead.
Hey, look, I do want to ask the other guy up there. I can't see his
grooming. It's grooming and reviews.
Oh, my fault. Hey, Groom. Hey, what's up? Hope everything's good. I do want to ask you. Do you trade at all?
No, actually, I was going to start picking your brains. I was actually thinking about getting into it, but I just don't know where to start or how to do it.
So you need to pick Razik's brain, and then I'll tell you what to do with the money you make. Because that's right. Because you already know what I'm going to say.
Well, look, I'll tell you this. So, me and Ray are part of a Discord, Circa 84, and I would say, if you're really interested, you can start, there, or if not, I can give you my email, and I can give you a session for an hour or a half hour, if you choose. But I will say this, futures is not hard, bro. Trading it is not hard. I use a prop firm. So what that is pretty much like I trade with somebody else's money, but there's rules on it. So, and once you get into a paid account, that the same rules apply for for the eval account, but they just want to see that you can be consistent enough in your trades, and the first 25K that you make is yours. Anything after that, for every trade that you make, they get 10%. So if you make $100 on a trade, they get 10 bucks. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So, but the beauty,
we need to talk more then.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said we need to talk more for sure then, because what you're telling me, I'm like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, bro, like it's not hard. It's not hard. Look, I tell you what. Look, if you have
I
a
was
pen
going
or
to say,
something to write,
actually, you just had one of the guys that you taught. Didn't he just get his account upgraded so that he can start actually making money this week?
yep.
Yeah, I was
You know
about to say
what?
we had
He
a
actually
cat
he actually passed that. Yeah, he actually passed that last week.
Yeah, there we go.
And you know the other girl, Deidre, she's been in her paid account for maybe about a little under a month now.
I did
Yeah.
not know that Deidre made it into the. I gotta start checking in your room more.
Bro, Deidre is killing. Like, granted, for like maybe like the past 2 or 3 days because I've been on the night shift. So, in the morning time I'm tired, but I'll stay up and like maybe about 11:30. But particularly it'll just be like me and her. And I know Benny is working on some other things that he got going on out there in LA. So, he got a new job with United Airlines, and they want him to do like TikToks for United. So I don't know specifically I don't know specifically what he got going on with that, but that was the last update that I got. That was like maybe about like 3 or 4 days ago. But yeah, like and he's been trading maybe about like 2 or 3, years. Started off with options, not really, good. And I started off with options. And I tell everybody, I fucking suck at options, especially day trading options, because and I've said this over and over, but the difference between trading an option and then trading futures is that there's so many other factors that pull and tug on the price of an option instead of you just trading something straight up. So my whole argument to anybody, if you trade crypto, traditional finance, stocks, ETFs, indexes, whatever. My whole thing is this: if I'm going to trade something, I don't want nothing to influence price except price. I don't want to hear about Vega and Theta, Gamma, Beta, and all this other bullshit. No, you know what I'm saying? If I'm buying something at 40 cents, in options terms, that's really $40. So if I'm buying something and a contract at 40 cents, and then I'm saying my option deteriorate because you got time decay, which is a theta, you know what I'm saying? So if you're not able to sell the option, because price is still going the way that you want it to go, but the option is still declining in price, I think that game is rigged and it's unfair, which is why I like to trade futures. And I trade specifically the NASDAQ. Sometimes I'll trade oil, it all depends, but my main bread and butter is NASDAQ all day long. I love NASDAQ. And just to give you a quick, intro, because so there's 4 ticks in every point. Every tick, so every tick is worth, I believe, I'm sorry, every tick is worth $5. So 5 times 4 is 20. So every point that you're right, you just made $20. Now, if you times that by 2 contracts that you're trading, if it goes up a point, you just made $40. But the reason why I love NASDAQ is because NASDAQ moves on average 100 points a day, if not more, on average. So in a matter of a few minutes, you can be up like 18 points, 24 points, 40 points. So you got one contract and you made a trade for 40 points, you just made $100. You know what I'm saying? And the shit happens so fast, it's not even funny. You're talking about like in less than maybe like 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, and your day is done. Now, if you choose to trade after that, it's up to you. But you just wait for particular setups to occur, and this is going back to what I was trying to tell you, right? Like, so when you really learn how price action works and you're looking at candlesticks, because when you pull up Bitcoin on a chart, it's all configured in bars. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at green and red bars. The candlesticks are telling you which way price is going to go And then when you put a moving average up there, and you only need two, you don't need volume, you don't need all these other, candles chart. Two contrasting moving averages, and you'll be able to see the cycle, regardless of the day that, or regardless of the time frame that you use, whether or not if it's 2 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 1 hour, whatever, and you can chart and you can damn near predict, what price is going to do once it hits a certain pinpoint. You know what I mean? So, and again, to my man Groom, like, if you ever interested, bro, holler at Ray.
Oh, he just threw his email in the back. He threw his email in the back.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop my email. Hey man, anytime, man. Hit me up. I always respond. You know what I mean? No issue.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually into learning. So how fast can you actually make money on this stuff?
As far as tomorrow.
Really, that fast?
Well,
I think we lost him.
And then he ran away from you. He said, "How fast? This fast." He put his email in the back. He'll probably be back. He's most likely on the road right now.
Yeah, he's
the whole what's going on? How we doing? Welcome to the show. How we doing? No, go ahead. What'd you say, Grooming?
He sounded like he was breaking up the whole time on my end, at least.
Yeah, he might have gone into a tunnel or something. He in the truck right now, most likely. But yeah, I don't like I said, I was like, I'm not an active trader. Like, I'm not. So I don't get to do all that fun stuff, man. There he is. He came back. He came out from under the bridge. Razik is back.
Yeah, I'm back. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. It's my fault.
He said, "How fast?" And you left. It was so
he was like, I know. He probably say, "Yo, this dude up here scamming." Like he just, you know what I mean? He said a bunch of shit and he just dipped. Like, what the fuck? Nah.
No, you were showing him how fast he could make money, bro.
Yeah, and look, and that was gone. You know what I'm saying? How fast of a blink. Like, yo, now you see me, now you don't. God damn,
bro.
But anyway, yeah. I'm sorry, bro. Go on, my fault.
So guess what? So I ordered some new stuff for the show because like I'm simplifying so much shit. So I'm simplifying my wardrobe, but I was like, I'm gonna get some show shirts because I haven't really gotten any shirts specifically for this show. And then for this and the future financial strategy show, like I don't have shirts for that, so I'm getting some shirts that align with that show. But bro, as soon as my shit comes in, I got a surprise for y'all. Y'all gonna get a kick out of it, bro. Oh god, y'all gonna get a kick out of it. I'm telling you, the first episode after my shit that I order shows up, it's gonna be lit, dog.
Hey, look, hey, Grom, I just put my email and the Circa84.com site, in there. So you're welcome to check that out. And like I said, man, you can email me anytime, man. And then through the email, I give you your number, so we won't have to keep trying to trade emails. Like we can actually talk, over the phone. So
yeah, I also put my cell in the back too. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see it yet.
Oh, you didn't? It's up at the top. Here, hold on a second. I'm gonna text you a picture of it.
Okay. All right.
I'm doing it right now. Hold on. Where the fuck is? Oh, never mind. Sorry, I'll be getting mad at my phone. It's my other phone, so I won't be looking. Hold up. Boom. There you go. And use that. All right, you got it.
I just put him some math in the chat, bro.
Cool. Okay. See there? Y'all welcome. Anyway, I'm about to start charging motherfuckers for being friends on here, bro. If I introduce you, you owe me $5.
Oh my god.
But yeah, dude, they like. I like it because the thing that I like about it, and like that's the reason I always advocate for people. I'm like, you gotta build up the back end also, because like we can get to the bag all we want, but like if you ain't got shit on the back end of it, like that's the reason I like financial strategy more so than the actual work part, because I'm like, once I get some shit in place and I've got stuff figured out, I'm like, okay, cool, now I can go do anything, because like I got a system for what to do with the money that comes in. But yeah, and like eventually we'll just be living out of all of it'll just be living in Bitcoin, and I'm going to be excited about it. So,
and you think more Bitcoin is more a safer bet?
Safer bet than what?
Like versus
well,
what?
Well, actually, no. Correction. I can answer this now. You don't have to even explain yourself. I don't think Bitcoin's safe at all. What I do know is that it is the best horse in the race. So, like, when I look at assets, I'm not looking necessarily 100% at with money that I'm investing. I'm not investing with my rent normally, and B, if I'm not investing with money that I'm not going to need tomorrow, then I have a time scale that's on my side. And over time, the last 15 years, nothing's performed better than Bitcoin, period, at all. There's nothing else to buy. So the way that I look at Bitcoin, and also Ethereum, because Ethereum's been keeping in parity with Bitcoin and at times peaking a little bit past it and giving better performance. Mm-hmm. It's the best horse in the race. So it's like, if I was going to bet on horses and people are like, oh, well, you've got NVIDIA, you got the whole S&P 500, you could do an investment in an ETF that tracks that. You could do NVIDIA stock, which has been blowing up. They've been doing well. Or you could do Bitcoin. I'm like, this is a no-brainer. This is the best horse in the race. Oh, well, NVIDIA's popped off right now. And I'm like, Bitcoin's been popping off since for fucking ever. Like,
hey, look, and also too, you know, with in vid when they had the 10-for-1 stock split. Oh, and also FYI, the new price for NVIDIA will change on June 6th. So when that stock split is official, you know what I'm saying, I'm hoping it'll be around maybe $100. You know, but yeah, I'm definitely getting ready to buy about 25 shares of that.
Dude, I might, if it drops down to $100, I'm putting in some very long-term calls for that year. Has NVIDIA been killing it?
I am too. I am too, bro. Hey, bro, like, yo, their market cap is $2.5 trillion.
Yeah,
their market cap, like, they're like number 4 or 5 in the S&P and the Nasdaq. Yeah.
I was like, I'll be getting there'll be 2 contract positions sitting waiting for that shit just to see what happens if that hits $100, because then I can afford it. But yeah, no, I mean, so
NVIDIA's a beast,
right, dude. They have not been able to miss. But I mean, they're par for the narrative, dude. They're involved in everything. I mean, like, even the cryptocurrency stuff, like, they're tapped into that. They're a chip manufacturer, like, and AI. They're in all. That specific company is in so many hot narratives right now that it's just like, it's impossible for them to miss. Like, it's
hey look, them and AMD. So if you invest in one, make sure you invest in the other too, because the CEO of AMD is, I think, the first cousin, I believe, of the CEO of Jensen. You know what I'm saying? So that whole family is related. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The CEO of AMD is a girl, and the CEO of NVIDIA is a guy, and they are blood related.
No shit.
Yep, they are blood.
That's wild. I did not know that.
Yep, 100%. I forgot her name, but they've actually been like. All right, bro.
Later, Groomy.
See ya.
All right. But yeah, Ray, you know what I'm saying? You know, look them up. Hey, look, matter of fact, look them up now. Share it on screen. Okay. Put it. Google is the CEO of NVIDIA and AMD blood related.
Okay, I got you. We're gonna use my AI search. Is the CEO of
This kind of funny. And plus, like I'm almost at my stop, and I'm gonna have to get off anyway. But
Well, I was about to say, I was like, we're winding down to finish time anyway, so this is perfect. This is the CEO of NVIDIA and the CEO of AMD related. Oh my goodness, here we go. Yes, the CEOs of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, and AMD, Lisa Su, are related. They are first cousins once removed, meaning Jensen Huang's mother is the sister of Lisa Su's grandfather. Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
I believe that would make them first cousins. If not,
No,
first, I think
it says no. It elaborates on that. It says so. While not directly first cousins, Huang and Su share a grandfather-niece relationship.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
That's the type of shit that happens when you got like 19 siblings and shit.
right. That is
Like,
hilarious.
When I was in what's going on, Melvin Johnson? What's going on, man? Good to see you. Shout outs. When I was in high school, there was two of my classmates. One was younger. One was a year younger than me, and the other one was like 2 years younger than me. And they were in the same family. And the thing was, this family had a fuck ton of kids. Like, all the family members of this family had like 11 kids. Like, I'm not joking. Like, that was like the standard. Like, we used to call them, I'm not gonna dox them. We used to call them their last name clan because there were so many of them. And like, when you went to school, like, they all went to the same schools. So like, you would be like, oh, who's this? So like, the one who was a year younger than me, his uncle was a year younger than him.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Wow. So like and he used to talk shit to him all the time. Like, you got to show me some respect. I'm your uncle.
Jesus Christ. God damn.
Bro.
Yo, man, let me go ahead and get ready to jump off. I'm about 5 miles from my.
Dude, you ain't gonna say hi to Natasha first?
Oh shit. What's going on, Miss Lady? You know what's crazy? I didn't send Natasha like a few DMs in the Discord maybe about a month and a half ago, and she still ain't even seen it yet. Because I ain't catch no response. Every time I DM her, she always, you know what I'm saying, would do like a response or something. I'm like, yo, that girl been over there quiet as hell. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what's up.
She said drive safe.
Oh yeah, as always.
He said, I got this big old truck with all this stuff on it.
One thing about it, when they see me on the highway, motherfucker, you better move.
Oh, Natasha said she's gonna be back in the Discord this week. Might actually be worth seeing what Natasha talk about, because that one dude is weird, bro. I don't like him. I don't like him,
bro. I don't know what the fuck is up. Bro, I don't know what the
bro. He be talking about chakras and shit, Roz. Like every morning, he be like talking about moon phases, bro.
Who the fuck is this? Hold up, he ain't in our Discord.
Not in our Discord, in the other Discord.
Oh, okay.
The dude you don't like.
Oh, him. Oh, yeah.
He be talking about like Earth phases and shit.
Yeah, look, all them earthy dudes, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, them dudes is weird. Dudes is weird, man. So, anyway.
Yeah, I'm Melvin said earthy man out here. You know who I'm talking about, Melvin. He in the Discord, bro. He's the moderator.
Yeah. I don't relate to these earthy niggas.
I don't like seeing that shit early in the morning. He always tags everyone in it. I'm like, bro, this is an abuse of power. Look, you're annoying the fuck out.
Look. Every time I turn my phone on, I'm like, yo, how the fuck can I turn these notifications off? I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of this. That shit is aggravating as fuck, man.
Bro, hold on. I want to see if I can find it, bro. Like, it's just not my cup of tea. It's just not.
Oh, look. You know what, Ray? that's the same motherfucker who
Yes.
goddamn deleted my post.
Also, he censors. Yes, he does. Yep.
Yes.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking bitch ass nigga.
Bro.
Oh my god, I hate
Yeah,
these dudes, man.
I'm trying to find this freaking thing because he does it like every fucking morning. And it's like I'll go through the Discord and I'm like trying to scroll down the crypto section and I'm always tagged in the stupid ass thing because it's for everybody. So I gotta click it so that the red dot goes away. And I click it and there he is.
Yeah,
Happy moon phase, brothers. And I'm like, dude, like, bro, like if you say one more moon thing to me in my first thing in the morning before I have my fucking coffee when I'm trying to talk to my people in the crypto chat, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have to censor my shit too.
That shit is aggravating, bro. That shit
It's terrible.
Bro.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I wish the one thing about Discord that I don't like is that you like even when you block, you know what I'm saying, some of your body, if they post, like the tag will still show up. You know what I'm saying? Specifically like, if you're like a modern
Yeah.
or,
Well, hold on. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm just like that shit is aggravating. You know what I mean? Because
we've been in that Discord for fucking ever, and like we've literally all of like everyone who's been in the Discord for a long time, we always used to just have it out in there. And Natasha would be like, yo, you gotta be nice. And she come in and be all cute and nice. And she talked to us on the back end. This dude came out with the I'ma delete your comments hammer. Bruh. And says moon phases and shit. Like,
bro, I don't know if you noticed, but even in that stock chat, you can scroll up and you can see my poster gone.
Yeah.
That shit is ass, bro. That shit is ass, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you this, like, the one dude, and I ain't gonna say his name, but you already know who I'm talking about. But he always
we gonna call him Brother Moonphase over here.
Right. But look, I'm gonna say this right. But he always talks about we don't censor nobody, you know what I'm saying, and all of this shit. And you made somebody in charge who censors. And I'm sitting back like, yo, like, and see, this is what I don't like, because when you try to, promote something, whatever it is, right, whoever you are, but I'm just talking about from a general standpoint. If you're going to promote and you're going to say, you know what, we don't do this, we don't do that, but then you put people in charge who then contradict what your promotion entails. You know what I'm saying? You are falsely advertising to the people that are following you for whatever it is that they may be following you for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's kind of like, like the whole point, for me personally, why I like certain Discords and certain groups is because people say whatever the fuck they want. Like, if I'm going to be a friend to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't censor, yourself.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, me personally, what you genuinely think is very important.
Yeah.
And then, in the same way I think, like whatever I think, it should be very genuinely important to you as well. So therefore, when people come across me and they hear me talk about certain things or whatever, that I'm never going to filter myself and be censored or try to walk on eggshells because I'm trying to protect your fucking feelings. I'm going to say whatever the fuck is on my fucking mind. I'm going to say it how I want to say it. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. Now, we can have a disagreement about it, and we ain't got to come to blows, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to voice, whatever it is that you think. And notice I said think, not feel. Because I hate when these earthy niggas start using the word feel. That shit grinds my grits. Straight up. You That shit steams my broccoli. You hear me? I
Bro.
hate that shit. You know? Hey, look, Melvin in the chat, and I told Natasha the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from these niggas. When they be talking, they be like, yo, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should run from these motherfuckers. Straight up. I'm telling you, that is a dangerous thing. And I ain't got on you, Ray. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't as bad as half
That's
these
because
other
after we had the
dickheads.
discussion, I more or less stopped doing it. Like I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Because men don't talk like that, bro. We've never spoken like that. And and it's so crazy when you hear these motherfuckers on the channel and they be like, yo, I feel like. I'm like, God damn, like, what do you think? What's your viewpoint?
So
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about your feelings, nigga.
Natasha said the thing with Razik is that his intentions are pure, even if his mouth can be dirty sometimes. I let him rock because he's good people.
Natasha, I am the shit. Okay. I am the shit.
Natasha Vincent will forever be the greatest to run the Discord. Facts. Big facts.
Hey, yo, that's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, look, we ain't got to worry about Natasha trying to delete posts. Only thing she gonna do is
I couldn't believe you went and deleted your post in another room that was adjacent to the fucking argument. That was the most girlish shit I've ever seen. I was like, when you said, hey, he removed the post in the stock room too, I was like, for what?
I was like, bro. That's why I don't post in there no more. I don't talk in there. I don't talk in there. You know what I mean? At all. I'm like, yo, what's the point? Especially with him in charge. You know what I mean? He's like an earthly Biden. You know what I mean? That's all he is. He's like an earthly Biden.
Man,
get your bitch ass on out of here.
I tell you what, bro. Y'all are. That was wild. That was a whole wild day. I was like, where does this dude come from? And then he just ever since then, I started seeing the Earth Moon Brothers shit, and I was like, bruh, I don't want to be an Earth Moon Brother with you. Can you just mod? Why do you have to talk all the time? Because it's never anything relevant. He's not strumming up conversations. Like Natasha, when she talked all the time, it was like you could go check her post that said everyone, and it was like information, a conversation starter, something to get us involved. This dude's saying earthy shit. It's not hitting for me, bro. It's not. It's just not. I want Natasha back. I don't like this weird ass Discord. I'm just happy he never posts in the cryptocurrency room. Ever. He never comes in there, which is great. It's like my own little back corner of normalcy. But I have to click through his shit to get there because he says everyone on everything that he says.
Yeah, every fucking other morning.
I'm like, nigga, I don't have a conversation. Shut the fuck up, bro.
I'm like, nigga, I don't need to have a good morning from your ugly ass. You know what I'm saying? In the morning, the way I'm thinking about it, you don't know what side of the bed I don't woke up on. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to see
it's never the side. It's never the side with the moon cycle. That's for damn sure.
Nigga, bro, I'm telling you, look, look, that Discord, is attracting some of the most weirdest males I've never encountered in life.
He said, "I've never encountered."
Yeah, ever, never. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, these people, especially them from the dudes, bro, the way they talk. The shit they talk about, how they talk, I would never want to fucking hang around these fucking weirdos ever in life, my nigga. Ever.
Bro.
Ever. Niggas is a bunch of pussies, man. But anyway, if you want to join some real shit and you don't want no nigga dancing all in your charts, join Circa 84, nigga.
He said dancing in the charts. God damn it. Good.
Dancing in the charts, nigga. Join Circa 84, nigga. Yeah. Join Circa 84, nigga.
Yeah. You got Razik over there.
Ain't no bad boy shit.
He gonna jump on your
this ain't no
neck.
bad boy shit, nigga. Yeah, this ain't no bad boy shit, nigga. This ain't no Diddy. No Diddy, nigga.
Circa 84, aka Death Row Investing, bro.
Yeah.
You do bad, you got to go.
Yeah. Death Row Investing, nigga. Yeah. Right. Hey, look, let me go ahead and let you get out of here, Ray, man.
All right. We get ready to wind it down. Natasha says, all I gotta say is thanks for the heads up. Like, are you about to be in charge again, Natasha? Because that'd be cool. That'd be cool. It'd be like the old times. like I don't know. Like I just stay in the crypto room. Like I stay in my room. Every once in a while I'll go up to the stock room. Now that I got my dividend portfolio going, I guess I'll post some stuff in there so that everybody can tell me that it's not going to work, even though it's actively working. But whatever. Like I'm just gonna go drop stuff in there and be like, well, your 15-cent dividend's cute. Hope you enjoy it. Like I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, no, we're gonna. This was a good episode. We had a bunch of fun little rants. You know, we got to talk about the Discord because you know there's a lot of bag chasers that roll over here. I'm a bag chaser myself. I mean, who's not chasing bags? It's just we got to know what to do with it once we get it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just looking for the maximum efficiency of what we got to do after we get to where we're going. But I think we're gonna call it a little bit early. I'm gonna go get some dinner. We cleared 2 hours. We're good. We had a good solid show. We talking about stuff. I got text message stream going with my local circle. We comparing numbers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bro, Natasha, you were in charge. You were in charge. I mean, Anton slipped through there every once in a while, but like now we got Earth Moon signs. There ain't no way he's in there with this dude body waving in his Discord as a moderator, bro. It don't make sense. At all. I mean, dude's not even pleasant. He's not pleasant. He's not you, Natasha. He's not you. He's not well received by the actual men in that Discord. That's all I'm saying. And since he started deleting shit that people were saying that were arguing with him while he was wrong, like now people just don't even want to entertain him. Like it's just what it is. The Valiant Sense, that's who we are over here. We're the wolf pack, bro. And the reason being is because, well, actually, we went with wolf pack because it sounds better than the pack of wild dogs. But I had this episode where we were talking about, because like my channel's small and it's not going to ever get big because I refuse to lie. I refuse to tell half truths. I'm actively documenting the stuff that I do over on my channel as I'm doing it. So like I'm not at the mountaintop telling you stuff that I did that worked 5 years ago that no longer actually is effective right now, or giving boomer advice or any of those things. Like this, we're focused on the future. And the reason we came through this was we had a show and I did a synopsis of wild dogs versus lions. Lions don't actually catch that much stuff to eat. They're not good at it. And so we're framed up over here as a pack of wild dogs because I take in all information and then we test it. I test it with my money and then I show the receipts. And then, you know, I give the actual plays, the breakdowns. I give a synopsis on how I felt that it worked. And yeah, we go from there. And I feel like there's a lot of half-truths and a lot of I gotta be rights in these, especially with people who talk about finance. I gotta be rights, or I'm so rich that I can afford to get 2%. And like that makes sense to me because like I'm in wealth preservation mode versus struggling to make ends meet. And like I gotta figure out a way to get out of this rat race because I hate this fucking job. I don't want to have to work. I want to work because I want to. And so, you know, like I told him, I was like, I want us running around like a pack of wild dogs, but the pack of wild dogs doesn't roll off the tongue well. And wolves are related to wild dogs. So we're the wolf pack over here. Like that's kind of our little thing over in this corner. But it's because like I know that it's going to be a long road to get this channel monetized. What I didn't expect was to get a sponsorship before I got monetized. So I am sponsored by Delta Investment Tracker app. There's a link to it down in the description. I don't get anything for it. It just lets them know that you heard about them from me and then downloaded their app to give it a shot. I do get, with my sponsorship, the pro version of the app. So I get to use the full pro function of it. And it is great, super useful. But the reason I got that sponsorship was because somebody in their marketing team viewed my channel and my content on crypto and was like, this guy knows what he's talking about, which is probably why nobody comes over here, because it's not as theatrical or as fun as some of the other channels that get you hype and emotional about it, about everything. And yeah, I just don't do that. Like I tell what I'm doing. I tell what works. We break down things that aren't necessarily as effective based on your goals and trajectory. And then I facilitate the conversations. Like we do the live show for Guns and Butter. We talk about whatever on Guns and Butter. It's not always money, but I always want to have at least one episode a month. And considering this is almost the last Thursday, I wanted to make sure that we have a conversation that's crypto money focused, at least one show a month. I mean, we should be talking about it every show, but I understand we got current events. People want to talk about other stuff, and chat lives matter. So like you guys dictate the show. The chat is a big dictator of the show, but I do this for the 10 of us that are over here. Well, actually, hold on. Let me check Rumble. We've got 2. So the 12 of us that are over here. I do it for those people. Like it's not necessarily that I'm going to have thousands of people in my chat, because doing things the way that I'm doing them, it's not as sensationalized as fun. We're going to work on that. Not the sensationalized part, but like maybe adding some graphics, some little videos, doing some reaction stuff. There's going to be some more stuff that'll show up on this channel now that I'm dialed in. But the focus of it is to give people the tools that they need to fish. I don't have anything to sell you. I don't have, well, I mean, I guess I could set up a Patreon. We could do that. I mean, I'm over in Circa 84. I'm the crypto czar over there. So there's that. And then people who reach out, like I try to help everybody that I can. But I mean, I literally give you guys the keys to the kingdom on the show. Like there would be no reason. The value of a Discord for me would be for the people to be able to either, like if I ever did a Discord, it would be set up like this. I would do a live stream of my episodes of my shows so that people could be there live for the show and watch it live before I released it to the public. And then they would get first access to it when I recorded it. And then when it went live, those people would then get that information a little later, kind of like being a bag chaser in Circa 84 now. You guys get the episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates right after I record it. Like literally right after I record it, but then everybody else gets it 72 hours later. So there's a value add in having that information early, because like you're getting it right after I say it, but there would be an even greater value add of getting it right when I'm recording it, because then I could do something like we could do a segment where I do Q&A at the end of it, and then like the people that wanted to tap in could tap in, get their questions answered, all that stuff, and we could do it live and you would be there right then. And then when I upload it, then everybody else gets that episode plus the questions, which actually might be a value add. That would be a value add to the people who watched it later. We might have to set up a Discord. Like, I don't know. But, you know, I understand the angle of my content. I'm not going to change it because I don't necessarily need to live here. Oh, also, shout out to Beak. My premiere earlier today, Beak sent me $20. So we gotta do a get the money for Beak, just in case Beak watches this later, because like I did not get a chance to say thank you to Beak for
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Cheating, cheating, bling, bling. Cut the chatter. You ain't talking money.
Yeah, Beak blessed me this morning during the premiere on my show, and I was like, I didn't even have a thing running because obviously it's my first week back. We ain't running the banner right now. I don't need it, but you know, we're running like I'm looking and like we're seeing what's going on, and I just wanted my channel to be authentic. And obviously, shout out to Anton Daniels. He said just document the journey. Well, we're on a financial journey, and you're getting all the guru gems before I'm on the mountaintop telling you to do some stuff that's not active right now. All of the stuff that I'm positing I'm doing right now to put myself in a different position. And then we're tracking it and seeing how it goes. I track my net worth every month. We're tracking the credit score, because I do believe that you need credit, because I utilize credit. It's one of the future financial strategies. Like, I believe in utilizing debt to purchase cash flow. Like, I'm not buying toys. I'm not out here booking flights telling you, pretending to be rich. I'm not out here putting stuff on credit so that I can sit up here and tell you that I got more money than you. I don't. I might be worth more though. Just a fact. Like, I want to compare notes. We're tracking the note with the net worth. We track savings. We're tracking the credit score. We're looking at the total amount saved. We're breaking out like where stuff is going. Like, I mean, we are dialing in. And then my financial tracker, I'm getting ready to do another iteration of it, because there's certain things now that as we're moving into this realm, that I there's a couple of other metrics that I need to know so that I can keep a beat on it. But yeah, that's what we're doing over here. We're trying to tell the truth. Like I told everybody, I've been on a few panels, and like one of my, I guess, talking points is I tell people, at the bare minimum, you should try to live the existence you expound in these little boxes while we're out here in pretend land. Like, because a lot of these YouTube content creators, a lot of these people who get on these panels and want to talk about this or talk about that or have a hot take or an opinion, they're LARPing as a persona. They don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to give the context. It's, I got to be right. I got a following. I'm going to get on a panel and scream. I'm going to tell you don't have as much money as me, so you shouldn't listen. And it's like, well, how much did your net worth increase last year? And do you make all your money on YouTube? Do you make most of your money on YouTube? Are you just on here to debate? Or are you on here to give people context and actual answers in these discussions? Are you coming from a perspective of like, hey, I could possibly be wrong? Or are you coming from a perspective of, I've got to protect my brand because I'm never wrong and I'm the guru and I tell everybody else how it is, so you can't tell me shit even if you're right and I'm dead ass wrong? So until next week, send your favorite finance guru over here. I'm ready to debate some people on the 401k. I want to talk to the cash is king people. I'm ready to talk about it. Just tell them to come over here and know how to do math, because we're going to pull up charts and we're going to put stuff on the screen. So tell your guru, holler at me. It's your boy Reckless Ray De Niro. And until the next time, I am out. Peace, family.